Welcome back to the channel, good people. Doc Favors here. I'm so excited to bring another Bellator Life update to you all. And as a matter of fact, it is actually hot off the press. We're going to be talking about the Project X upgrade and new strategies and ways to participate in this. But before we do, let me just say this here. First of all, thank you for the new subscribers and all the support that you all are doing and giving the channel. I really appreciate that. You all are sharing and really getting behind us because all we're trying to do is just share what we have, okay? And once again, I'm not a financial advisor, so nothing that I'm going to be sharing in terms of this presentation or nothing like that is intended for sales or solicitation or anything like that to sell securities, okay? All I'm doing is sharing with you all some strategies and investments that I'm doing, but you all know that all strategies and investments have risks. And so nothing contained in this material should be construed as investment advice. Users are advised to conduct their own due diligence and consult with professional advisors prior to making any financial commitments. Okay. So I want to make that clear. All right. Because what we have going on, good people, when I show you this video, I have a video today where Mr. Douglas Anderson does an interview at NASDAQ and drops some things. As a matter of fact, here it is. I'm getting ready to show it to you. It's public. You can find it on Wall Street Capital Partners on YouTube. And you all, I'm going to share back and forth. And let's just get started. But before we do now, once again, if you're getting any value from the channel, do me a favor and like, subscribe, and turn that bell notification on because a certain percentage of you all are watching the channel, but you're not subscribing. Guys, when you subscribe, that helps me continue to put out content like this. And eventually, we're getting ready to start back up and launch our podcast. And so we need your support. So I'd appreciate you all pushing all the videos to 1,000 views, getting it in front of the right people who have a mindset to invest and do business the same way we do. Okay. So with that being said, this video, good people, is about 10 minutes long. I may do some commentary in between. You all know how I get when I get excited, but because it's fresh and hot off the press, I kind of want you just to hear their transmission. I'll take a few notes and share a few things along the way. So that being said, let's dive right into it.
I'm with the CEO of Wall Street Capital, Doug Anderson. Doug, welcome back. And I understand you have some news to break.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Wall Street Capital Partners has been around almost 30 years now. And I can't think of a better place and a better person to announce this news to. It's very exciting, a first in our history. But we have opened a new subsidiary, Wall Street Capital Partners Asset Strategies. And this new subsidiary is majority owned by Metaterra Holdings, which is associated with another company, which we know is Miracle Pay and Miracle Chain. Now, what does Miracle Pay, what are they known for? As I've explained before on this program, they are experts and leaders at payment systems for crypto. So using your wallet, paying with your phone, transactionally from POS machines and over the internet. So they're the leaders in that. There's another thing they do. They do tokenization. So they're experts at that. And as you know, we're now focused on tokenizing one of the largest real-world assets in the world, which is an airport in Bucharest. We're working hard at that. But there's another one that may even eclipse that, which is we're going to announce right now. It's very exciting. It's called TINU token, after the founder of a very strong, probably one of the fastest growing companies in Africa that's very successful, an oil and gas company called Owando. And its founder and chairman and group leader is Wale Tinubu. So Tinubu token. And what this token represents is an African fund. We're tokenizing an African fund that is going to be backed by very substantial real world assets out of Africa. And the first that is going to be inside that fund is we're going to start with $200 million worth of oil reserves from Owando. Mr. Tinubu has decided to move forward on putting those assets into this fund, and it'll be followed by about $1 billion in oil reserves. Now, this will be the first token of its kind by oil reserves, so it's going to make a first there. But then it's also open to other assets, real world assets. And why? Well, it makes sense. Africa is loaded with natural resources that can be brought to bear in that substantial growth market. And Africa is one of the fastest growing markets in the world. It's a $3 trillion asset economy there. And we want to be a part of it. And this new growth platform is, I think, going to lead that future. And it's going to be a tremendous, I think, tremendous growth success for investors as well.
Well, and I've always heard that there's a very young population. They have adapted to digital assets very quickly, maybe because their currencies aren't as stable. And so do you think that this will be beneficial to African markets? Like, how do you see it kind of trickling through to the economy?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and you hit the nail on the head there as part of the growth story, which is the demographics. You know, this is the world's future workforce is there in Africa. The resources are there in Africa. And now we're bringing capital and financing to this through this kind of future finance, tokenization, and this stable coin is going to lead the way. I think it's going to be one of the strongest coins in the blockchain. As you know, Miracle has its own blockchain and its own payment settlement systems. And this also is going to be a huge resource for Africa. Why? Because a lot of Africans have left the continent to work elsewhere, and they're sending money back home to their families. And this is an inefficient way for them to do it. This is an expensive way for them to do it. And now, with this kind of token, they can do it very efficiently, economically much more beneficial to them. It's cheaper for them to send this way. And this kind of token can also be a stabilizing influence on some of the, some of the fiat challenges that some of the African economies have.
Yeah. So how will this happen? And will it be across the whole continent, or will there just be certain countries involved? Or explain the logistics of it.
There's kind of a saying, Wale Tinubu is from Nigeria, and as Nigeria goes, so goes the continent of Africa.
Okay.
And so this is a really good place to start. It's an amazing executive to start with. I think he's probably the most successful and dynamic CEO of Africa. His uncle happens to be the president of Nigeria. So we're starting with an amazing family. And yes, it is a token that will, and a platform, an investment platform that will benefit the entire continent. And there's nothing to say that we can't accept assets from other countries on that continent. We want to help that continent grow. We want to benefit from that growth as investors, and we want to share that, and we want the participants to benefit from it as well.
So how, what's your pitch to investors? This is real credibility. Like, how do you convince them that this is a good place to invest?
Well, in a way, it's kind of like talking about crypto itself in the beginning, trying to explain, hey, this is early, but this is the future and this is what's going to happen. And it did. And those that got in early benefited enormously. I'll tell you, sometimes I participate in conferences and things like this, and humble people come up to me that are very wealthy, and I say, what kind of business are you in? Oh, I own a couple of tow trucks. Tow truck got you this kind of wealth? No, I was an early investor in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I was really disciplined about it. I kept buying it and kept it and held it, and boom, here I am.
It's
Like,
amazing.
wow. Well, this is the same thing. I mean, you cannot argue with facts, and the facts are Africa is the growth market story. 3 trillion in assets. You cannot ignore that. And it doesn't have a coin like this, a stable coin like this. The world actually doesn't, so this is a first for that as well. And to start with a man like Wale Tinubu, I think is a very positive sign. I mean, he's taken his company, Oando, from nothing to now one of the dominant companies in that continent, and very successful and profitable and growing. And he's going to use the proceeds of his earnings on this to grow Oando. So it'll have a multiplying effect.
So what's next then for the coin?
So we're moving quickly with a pilot of, as I said, 200 million. It was a bold move and brave for Wale to step out like that, but this is what we're doing, and we're moving very quickly in getting this going.
Okay. Well, keep us posted on it, which I'm sure you will, Doug.
Definitely. We'll
Thank
be
you
back
so
to
much.
talk about it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
First of all, once again, you hear and you heard the amazing things that's happening in Africa through the company, Mediterra, Miracle Cash, and Miracle Pay and Bellator. And so now one of the things that's connected, and here's the reason why I want to show you, is the piece that's connected to these real world assets. Showing you all, we have a token here now, even though we're launching a new one specifically, we have a project that is connected to all the real world assets that come through the company, and that is the Project X, okay? And this is a new improved version because they made some upgrades. Keep telling you all, we have world-class leadership because we're a world-class group of people. And so even with that, whoever shared this video with you, man, you want to get with them and get your link and get positioned. You want to move with a sense of urgency, okay? And of course, if I'm the one that shared it with you, my links will be down in the description below. So with that being said, what is Project X? Well, number one, good people, it is the asset. It's a limited digital license, NFT based. And that simply means you hold an NFT that's connected to a node, that's connected inside our ecosystem. And every time the transactions come, we get residual daily income from the different transactions of actually the tokenizing of the project. Okay. So when we talk about utility, that's what this means. It means to participate in revenue allocations from two distinct divisions. We have the secondary market activity now. That means the tokens that we hold, the NFTs that we hold, what's so amazing about those is they sit inside your wallet. And let's just say if you wanted to trade that or barter or even gift that to someone, the minute you give them that NFT, it transfers to their wallet. And this is what secondary market means, good people. It transferred to their wallet, and then within 24 hours, they start receiving the revenue allocations, the residual income that you were getting. So you can see now how these nodes and these NFTs can increase in value. Okay. The second thing is asset-backed tokenization. So remember in the project, he said that they were going to be backing this with oil. Okay. And Project X is the entry into it. And I'm going to show you a little more. So when you talk about the constraints, guys, we used to have 22,000 nodes. Now that we're going down to just 12. And there's going to be a hard stop, which is March 25th, because that's going to breed what? You can't oversaturate the market. So that's going to drive the value up as well, okay? So now when you talk about Division One, which is a secondary market, the first confirmed deal breakdown. And once again, you all, ladies and gentlemen, these are all projections. So we can't control anything in the market. That's why we always say participation is based on actual executed transaction and finalized allocations. We can't control the future, but we do have some that contracts are already signed, ink dry on the paper. So when you first talk about the distribution structure, the deal one is 15% allocation, deal two, 8% allocation, deal three is 6% allocation. And what happens is, once again, the supply dynamics reduce supply from 22 to 12,000 nodes, what I just said. But here's the reason why. Fewer nodes equal larger participation per node. So when you're talking about spending finances one time, you buy these nodes one time, or it's how many times you want, okay? How many nodes you want to get. And that, obviously, how many nodes you have, the more residual income you will receive, the more you'll get. So when the revenue waterfall happens from the 12 billion transaction portfolio, that's going to generate, hypothetically, in a good world, a nice world, generation around 450 million gross allocation that goes to our parent company, Medicare, and 40%, which equals about 100, give or take some of you all, about 180 million allocated to the node pool, which is about 15% of Medicare's allocation and 27 million inside that pool. So once again, you all remember the videos that I do. When it go up to the node, we have Minter, that is our distribution mechanism, and it sends out the disbursements or the revenue to us. Okay, and that is how this works. All right. So when I say that the the great and awesome thing about where we are and how we're situated, you all, when you talk about this gentleman here, Mr. Douglas Anderson, releasing this was prime time. He just did this 24 hours ago. All right. So I'm bringing it to you in prime time, guys. And so once again, you can go do your research. Mr. Douglas Anderson, Wall Street Capital Partners, but they created another company called Wall Street Capital Partner Asset Strategies. They specialize in tokenization and putting together opportunities like this. It's amazing, y'all. I'm just going to tell you the truth, okay? So now, with that being said, Division Two, the asset-backed tokenization, upcoming structured deals. So I want you to pay attention to this. We're in phase one now. We're in phase two pipeline. We got other deals that's coming. I believe it was even BlackRock, Mr. Fink, that said that a lot of the world's assets are going to be tokenized. You see? But now we have an opportunity because of this video and because of the connections that they made when we launched Africa earlier this month, or it was in the last month. Either way it go within the past 2, 3 weeks. These meetings start to happen. They say, man, we've been looking for solutions like this. And so we're in a fortuitous place, very lucky. Man, we are right on the precipice of it, right? So that means now we have ability to participate in revenue streams from oil. Guys, that's big boy stuff right there that you and I have an ability to participate in. So when you talk about allocation, 20% is Medicare, of course, and then the node pool, which is where we are, is now increased to 60%. So you talk about, for an example, now hypothetical, not a promise. 6% of 200 million equals 12 million allocated across only 12,000 nodes. Now, I'm not going to pull the calculator. I'm not going to break down any of that because by this point, if you're not, if this is your first time hearing this, then what are you going to want to do? I'm going to tell you right now. What you're going to want to do is go check out some more information. You're going to go do some research, okay? And when it comes to positive information, that's what we try to report here. Obviously, there's no perfect company, anything like that, but I can assure you this. Everything that I report on my channel has been shifted, sifted, separated, and positioned to be as much as on point that I can possibly share. All right. So you can go to my YouTube to look up more information. Of course, I got other videos that we do about leadership and business mindset. We did a training on mindset, business mindset. That's there. And so you can go to those places, right, to get more information. But I encourage you, do your due diligence, you all. All right. But once again, if you're going to do some research, listen to the people who are actually in the company and understand what it is. Okay. Now, with that being said, here's where we are, guys. Why is this so powerful? Well, obviously, we have two revenue engines, secondary financial market transactions, and I like to look at that like peer to peer because I can have a friend over in Nigeria or in South Africa or even in Colorado, and we can transact right almost instantly over our blockchain. Then you have the asset backed tokenization. So we used to talk about having, when NFTs first came out, they were just, PDFs or whatnot, but it was a point where they were introducing things to the market. Well, now we have real world assets that's backing that. So now we have oil, paintings, a lot of things, airports, and so that is a powerful tool if you understand how this thing can scale. All you got to do is get positioned and have patience to say, hey, you know what? I see it. I see it. I got eyes to see it. And then, of course, we got extreme scarcity because supply reduced nearly 50% from 22,000 strictly limited to 12,000. And once that happened, it's gone. So once again, you all, that is not to create fear, uncertainty, or doubt. That is just a reality because once again, it was Mr. Douglas Anderson who said, hey, we can't keep allowing these assets to go out greatly and morbidly undervalued. See, these are the real businessmen of Wall Street, and they've been doing this for over 30 years, so they know what they're talking about. The difference, good people, is that they have positioned it, and I hate to say this word, but I have to. They have positioned it and created a way for that allows you and I to get in on investments like this. Because normally, guys, if you didn't have 250,000 liquid cash in the bank right now and $1 million, those are called sophisticated investors. You couldn't get in on certain things like this. When I first started trading Forex years ago, it had just cracked them all because you used to have to be a sophisticated investor to even trade Forex. It wasn't for the average everyday person. That's why we used to say we're bringing Wall Street to Main Street. Okay. But now we're in a different age, we're in a different time. We got fractional shares, y'all. We got ability and access to amazing information. But if you miss it, hey, that's no one's fault. Okay. So we missed Bitcoin, we missed Meta, Facebook, we missed Amazon, we missed a lot of things that we could have invested in up front. Well, I made up my mind, I'm not going to miss this. Okay. So that being said, increasing leverage from allocation from 4% to 6%, those are incentives, you all. That's just more for you and me. And then, of course, digital ownership. Now, this is one of the biggest reasons why I said yes. Because back in the day, let's say, for example, if you wanted to trade something, you had to connect your account to their account. And we did that in some instances, but they went in there and they pulled everything and they shut down and they stole all your stuff. So we stopped doing that. But when you talk about that means you don't own it. You have access, but you don't own it. You see here with digital ownership, it's those NFTs sit in your wallet that no one can access. It has to be literally sent to you. So then it's locked up in your access with your key code, with your credentials. Decentralized. You see, you need wallets like that. So I got people, I know people who keep their coins and Bitcoin, certain things in a cold store that's physical, that's not connected to no webs, no internet. So that is to protect it. But now they're going to be able to take it, transfer it. You can stick that drive in, transfer that. You can stick that wallet in, transfer it to another wallet, conduct your business, get your pieces, pull it out, and then store it. It's the greatest thing. So nodes are NFT based and fully transferable because you own them. They're locked in your own wallet. And those are this powerful. So when we say the Project X, that piece, you all, it's amazing. So here's the only thing, you all, is that this Project X closes March 25th. Now I'm going to tell you the truth. No extensions, no additional minting. It's going to be capped, locked. Because, hey, I'm just going to tell you all, sometimes you got to realize when something is positioned and poised to really grow and prosper, you can't just give it away. You got to protect it because if it gets oversaturated, then that hurts anything. So right now, let me just show you all the premiere. Here are the Project X nodes right here in the special offer. They have one for 1,300, one for 3,600. You can get three of those. Then there's 6,000. You have 5 + 1, so you'll get six. Now, understand everything I just shared with you. And then the wheel is 30,000, 25 + 7. Now, you can get them there, but we're also offering right now these starter packs. These are called pre-IPO packs. Okay. We're getting ready to be listed on the NASDAQ, the lower NASDAQ. And that's probably why, once again, Mr. Douglas Anderson released this information on the New York Stock Exchange floor, guys. Okay. You all can see that. It's right there. And it's just an amazing piece. So here's what it is. You get back with the person who invited you, who shared this video with you. Obviously, if it's me, Click more, go down to the description, the link, it'll be the first link down there. It says join our team. And you will see our information. You see Lady DJ Favorites, that's the team right now. And and you can get these. So now with the starter pack 3000, you get 3 Project X and two of the Miracle Pay nodes. These are the founder nodes right here, guys. Okay. And so you talk about a builder pack, you're going to get for 5,500 for one time. This is why it's so important, y'all. A one-time piece, one-time investment. If it's 5,500, you get 3 Miracle Pay nodes, 3 Project X nodes, and 1 Guardian node. Now I got videos once again about the Guardians and everything. But when you put all 3 of those together and you're talking about multiple streams of income, all coming into your one wallet, because each one pays out differently. And mind you, we get paid in our native token. We get paid in Mirex and we get paid in Phoenix. And so right now, Phoenix is trading at under a penny. What would have happened if you'd have caught Bitcoin, even Ethereum, when it was under a penny? That's why Mr. Douglas Anderson said in that video, he met some very wealthy, humble people who said, hey man, we just had a wherewithal to get in Bitcoin when it was at a low rate. And now here it is. They're set for life. They're generational children set. Okay. So that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. March 25th, Project X closes. So my job today was just to report and share the main thing with the video. Of course, if you can see it, then get that link and assume an equity position now so that once everything comes out and all these things come to play, you won't be one of the ones say, man, I remember when they were talking about that. I sure wish I would have just made a move and just got positioned and just you see, I'm not even gonna finish the thought because you already know where I'm going with that. So position yourself, get started, good people. And if there's anything we can do to assist, hey, all you gotta do is drop a message down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And with that being said, man, I look forward to hearing from you all because those of you, let me just say this, those of you who joined our team, we have private groups that we put you in for support. You can ask questions. We hold meetings and trainings. Some I put up here, but a lot I don't. Okay, I do this upgrade for people who have joined our team but haven't contacted me yet for whatever odd reason. But I know they still need to hear this information. I do that just because I believe it's so out of the kindness of my heart, right? So with that being said, you all have a great day. Get positioned before the 25th. And if you need any help, just let me know. Get the links down below, and we'll see you all next time.